There's this one person who has this constant childlike smile, and he is right there in front of us. Sir, we are very happy to welcome you.
The organizers of this seminar, the popularization of scientifically validated Siddha medicine for global acceptance, and other learned scholars who are participating in this panel discussion, my beloved participants. Today we are having 4 senior academicians and 2 manufacturers and 1 senior scientist who is dealing with the scientific evaluation of metallic and natural products. And now I am calling Professor Guna Mahesan to occupy the chair. He is the Vice Chancellor of Institute of Advanced Research in Gandhinagar, Gujarat in 2014, and is a multifaceted academical personality. Welcome, sir. Then Dr. M. Pichai Kumar, the Drug Licensing Authority of Tamil Nadu. And now I am inviting Professor Dr. Bhanumati, the Director of National Institute and Dr. Professor R.S. Ramaswamy, the Director of CCRS. I am honored to invite all these 3 people. Do you know that they 3 are my students? Not only that, all the head of the institutions in Tamil Nadu pertaining to Siddha system are my students. That is more than Padma Shri or Padma Vibhushan to me. We will recommend next time. Thank you, sir. And I am inviting Mr. C.V. Mohan Prakash. Mr. Mohan Prakash is founder, Arogya Ananda Enterprises. He has master's degree in commerce from Kamaraj University and diploma in traditional Tamil medicine from the Department of Siddha Medicine from Tamil University, Tanjavur. Welcome, sir. And Mr. M.S. Ramaswamy, Dr. M.S. Ramaswamy. He is a very great scientist. Where is our Dr. Elavarasan? They both are remembered in the field of analytical chemistry of metallic medicine and natural medicine. Then Sri Kaviyarasu Palakrishnan. who is proudly saying in the presence of minister that Purna Chandrodayam is a mainstay for treating cancer. This type of braveness is seen only in traditional physicians. And the present qualified academicians, my students, must derive this courage from the traditional knowledge. And I welcome all you for the participation, and you are proving that you are all followers of Siddhas and our Maharishis, because silence is the mainstay of yoga. You are all maintaining that, and I am happy about it. Now we will commence the seminar. You can give a hand mic. See, the nucleus of the conference is scientific validity of Siddha medicine for global acceptance. Global acceptance ன்னு போட்டிருக்கையில இருந்தே தெரியும், நாம ஏற்கனவே அக்செப்ட் பண்ணிட்டோம்னு. We have already accepted, because Siddha medicines are not evaluated for animals. They are evaluated for human beings. And there is a wild cry internationally that they are not properly documented. Who told you they are not documented? Kamban made 12,000 songs in literature. That is Kambaramayanam. But Bohar made 12,000 poems in science. It is very easy to make poems from the beauty of Sarayu Nadi, Gangai Nadi. But in science, is it possible to make 12,000 songs, Pohar Pannirayiram? In China, the mercurial preparations were banned by king, by that emperor. But Bohar, by his yoga meditation, he understood that in Tamil Nadu, Siddhas are preparing mercurials and administer safely to the public. So he came from China and learned the medicinal chemistry at Palani, and he made the statue of Lord Muruga as a symbol of his achievement in medicinal chemistry. Now there is an international cry, heavy metals. See, without Rasausadis, there is no existence for Ayurveda or Siddha. This is well understood by our counterparts, the multinationals. So they are doing everything to crush Ayurveda and Siddha. Dr. Satyavati was there in the World Health Organization and fought for us. That is why they have accepted the compound preparation. During the period of Obama, he banned the export of mercury to to India. சீப்பை ஒழிச்சு வச்சுட்டா கல்யாணத்தை நிறுத்திடலாம்னு பார்க்குறார். அரசு மட்டும் அனுமதி கொடுக்கட்டும், டன்னா மெர்க்குரியை செய்து கொடுத்துட்றேன். ஒரு ஃபாரஸ்டில் ஒரு தனி இடத்துல 2 ஏக்கர் கொடுக்கட்டும், டன்னா உங்களுக்கு நான் மெர்க்குரியை செய்து கொடுத்துறேன். அதனால் அவன் தடை பண்ணாப்புல நம்ம ஒன்றும் இதாகிட மாட்டோம். ஆனால் என்ன, பப்ளிக் ஆர் தி சஃபரர்ஸ். Now the cost of lingam is doubled. Previously it was 3,500, now it is 7,000. So public is the sufferer. Multinationals, they are making every attempt to crush Ayurveda and Siddha, and we must be united. For us, Siddha and Ayurveda are the twins of Mother Bharat, 2 eyes of Mother Bharat. In fact, for the past 40 years I am fighting, I am the crusader for the cause of metallic preparation. So I am loved more by Ayurveda brothers than you. My students are hesitating to use metallic preparation. It is a shame to me as a teacher. The only representative of Tamil Nadu government here today is our truck licensing authority. If a secretary would have present here, I would have conveyed all these things to you. I am not blaming the Tamil Nadu government. We have to blame ourselves. We must open our mouth. There is no Kasturi Karpu in government hospital. There is no Nandimai. There is no Purana Chanduradayam. There is no Sayakalavandaka Chanduram. How you can treat effectively the dreadful diseases? See, they are abundant and come to us for palliative measures, for comfort, to give in seeking another lease of life, for cancer, for aplastic anemia, for multiple myeloma. You must treat all these cases, then only globe will respect you. Otherwise, there is no meaning in calling us as a generation of Siddharth, the great scientist of the world. So, the scientific validation is a misnomer for me. When Siddha was unscientific, but the globe cannot, global scientists, the Panjaburi combination or Vada Pitta Kabam. We are having everything, but we have to distribute it in their nomenclature. Vehicle, adjuvant, bioavailability, biotransformation. You must learn all this jugglery of scientific world. Then only we can put down them. They are doing everything. They are easily influencing the bureaucrats and suppressing us. You must excuse me for such overreach, but it is the fact. It is the fact. Except our Prime Minister Ji, Modi Ji, nobody can appoint a professional as Ayurveda secretary. I addressed to Modi Ji, you alone can do this. And he responded my letter. What is required? Safety study. toxicity study, and pharmacovigilance after public distribution. These are the required things. Not anything else. But to maintain genuinity, we have to depend upon the laboratories. If anybody claims his manufacture Tangaparpam, we can send it to Ramsamy and he will give it in X-ray fluoroscopy and give his result whether it is containing gold or not. This is the requirement in quality validation. But one thing you must know, the Westerners are racially hypersensitive to metals. So we must be very cautious in handling metallic preparations on them. Racially they are hypersensitive. What can I do? What can we do? They must come and say in our observation and take our medicine. And our Panumari ji and Ramasamy ji will do that. See, now I am running 72 years. Nature, Mother Nature, nobody knows about her. What they should. These people should elevate my torch on behalf of Siddharth. They will do it, I hope. With these few words, I invite the academicians and manufacturers to put forward their views on the validation of Siddha medicine. Now I invite Professor Guna Mahesan, who is the Vice Chancellor of Institute of Advanced Research in Gandhinagar, Gujarat. In 2014, he was the CEO of World Hindu Economic Forum and a full-time volunteer for World Hindu Congress. Previously, he was the professor and head of Department of Environmental Science in Fiji National University. Prior to that, he was a senior environmental scientist with the New Zealand government. He has been actively involved in social and community projects, and his work on Hindu-Maori relations is well recognized, and he was made a Justice of the Peace in New Zealand. Now I invite Professor Guna Mahesan to speak on the topic.
Thank you very much, Chairman, for your introduction. I am not from Siddha, but I am a volunteer. I have taken few days to come and help organizing this conference, but from the back door, from the behind the screen. Sir was saying few things which I like to discuss because it's a panel discussion. Sometimes you need to argue because I don't know about Siddha. Sir said it is already accepted internationally. I don't agree because I'm going to speak about it. Second, Sir said Siddha is not for animals, but our rishis and munis, they were not biased. They were not looking only human. They must be looking for the animals, plants, all. So I think there must be information. I don't know. Yeah. Third, Sir said if the government can give 2 acres of land, he can produce so much of mercury. Why government? I will give you Nilgiris if you are interested. Yes. Yesterday, Swamiji and myself, we went near where Jayalalitha used to have a big plot, Kodanadu viewpoint. We were next to, we went to Kodanadu viewpoint. We have looked at the land. If you are interested, sir, we are going to work on that. We will work together. The next one is Today is Friday. Monday I am going to my office. The first thing I am doing is to resign as the Vice Chancellor. I have to give 3 months notice, so I am going to do. And 30th of June I will finish. Then I will become a full-time volunteer for the World Hindu Congress. I will be in Chicago. But when I come back, I will be a full-time volunteer for community health, which is focused on Siddha. My family lives in New Zealand, so I have to spend some time in New Zealand also. In recent times, many people are increasingly turning towards a natural, healthy lifestyle because they are disillusioned by drug-oriented current medical practices. And treatment is inadequate in many situations. Generally, I don't prepare. This is a different topic for me. If it's Siddha, so I prepare this topic. For example, treatment of arthritis, asthma, cancer, which the current practices may not have full solution, but Siddha has, because I have seen people. I happen to work with our Kavi Arasu Balakrishnan, and he comes regularly to Gujarat and we meet very often. For some chronic illness, even the practitioners of the modern day, they are prescribing traditional medicines for therapeutic, restorative and preventive purposes. It is indeed a good sign. But the problem is they do not want you to prescribe their medicine. That's the situation. We need to work it out. Traditional medicines such as Siddha and Ayurveda had existed over few thousand years and have grown with civilization. And they are time tested. So this medicine, like Swami Vijnananji was saying, we should be working towards that. The main difference between the current and the traditional medicinal systems is their approach. The current medical system is symptoms oriented, and the medicine acts only as an agent. For example, killing bacteria or microbes, infecting your body. Whereas traditional medicines follow a holistic approach where it treats as a whole, taking into account the patient's mental and emotional condition, as well as physical and environmental factors. The ultimate goal is to create a balance within himself as well as the environment. Traditional medicines are generally cost effective, which Kavi sir was saying that to treat cancer, it is only 1/5 of what it costs in modern medicine. And it is considered safe and non-toxic. If white people or the Western people are worried about the metal, they are because they do not want your business there. As Swamiji said, when they can put their metals in ice cream and other things, why can't it be? Yeah? Swamiji, he was very realistic. However, to compete with the current medical practices, elaborate scientific research and evaluation in this area is necessary. I work in an institute which is known for biotechnology. It was initiated by Narendra Modi, who is current Prime Minister, and was inaugurated by Abdul Kalam, who is our icon from Tamil Nadu. And when I was approached to lead that one, I saw the background. I thought, if I can't reach to their level, at least let me go and contribute. So I told my wife, I came for 1 year volunteer to Delhi, but let me extend my leave so that I can contribute something for common. And it was during that period we have come across the Siddha medicines, and I have already discussed, and we will be doing some research. In addition to IIT Kanpur, we are going to do research in our Biotechnology Institute. Evaluation is defined as a systematic, rigorous and meticulous application of scientific methods to assess the design, implementation, improvement or the outcomes of the program. The scientific evaluation recognized as an important component of any research, whether it is in social science, physical science, medical science or engineering. Designing and conducting sound scientific evaluations is not that easy. It is a resource-intensive process. Now the minister says they will be able to support for research, and we are going to convince him to give more, because the National Institute is in Tamil Nadu. We will make sure we get more money also. Within the health sector, especially in the traditional Indian medicine sector, scientific evaluation is a key research challenge. Okay. Even before going for the treatment, we need to analyze how many people are familiar with the traditional Indian medicines. Now I am going to give that example, sir, why it is not well known. I like to give this example from New Zealand. I have done community work. I was a Sainik school student. I was more into military, very different thinking. And there is one gentleman sitting here, respected Ravi Kumarji, who happened to come to New Zealand at that time, and because of him, I am doing this community work today. Thank you, sir. With the blessings of our Swami Vijnanand Ji, we started organizing national level Hindu conferences. When we organized the second National Hindu Conference, the theme was Yoga, Ayurveda and Meditation. We all know about the Yoga Day now, but the seeds were put in New Zealand number of years ago, in 2008. I was the conference coordinator. I had personally approached the Health Minister of New Zealand, and she also happens to be the local MP of my city. When I gave her the invitation, she went through it and then asked, "What is Ayurveda?" I was bloody shocked, because if the health minister of a Western country doesn't know what is Ayurveda, we have not gone there yet. That was when we decided to change the strategy and instead invited the Maori king. Maori are the indigenous people who live in New Zealand. And I come from a Badaga community in Nilgiris. The Maoris and Badagas have many things in common, including the language, like Tamma, Etu, Mana, or similar words. And they also look like us. For example, when Raviji came for celebrating 50th anniversary of India's independence, the gentleman, the Maori who came, he had the same nose as like my uncle. The only difference is this man is called Hari Puke, my uncle was called Hari Lingam, but they looked alike. See, please note that Chinese herbal medicines are very much recognized in New Zealand, but Ayurveda is not. That means Siddha is not in the picture at all. We need to work hard, sir. Now, before finishing, I'll just mention this. For the Yoga Day, the minister who had come, he was a cultural minister. He worked very hard to make it, but name went over, of course, other people. My suggestion is that even before going for scientific evaluation of Siddha medicines, we have to popularize the term among the people. Not only here, because in North India, Siddha is very well known in South. In North India, where Gujarat, I don't think people know it. Now it is the duty of the Siddha people to popularize it. But when I was discussing with Swamiji while coming from Coimbatore yesterday in flight, I showed Swamiji, this is what I am going to speak. He said, "Gunaji, you are wrong. The popularization and evaluation have to be in hand. It has to be together. That's what we should be working now." As Maharishi Patanjali mentions in Yoga Sutra, when you are inspired by some great purpose, promotion of, in this case, promotion of Siddha, some extraordinary project, all your thoughts break their bounds, your mind transcends limitations, your consciousness expands in every direction, and you find yourself in a new, great and wonderful world. Dormant forces, faculties and talents come alive, and you discover yourself to be a greater person by far than you ever dreamt yourself to be. In conclusion, it's the right time for the regeneration of traditional medicinal systems such as Siddha. My only request is, let's all come together, let's all work together, and let us all grow together. Thank you. Namaskar.
Thank you very much, Professor Guna, by your generous suggestions for the popularization of Siddha medicine. In this regard, with the permission of our Professor Panumadi ji, I would like to say that National Institute have published a book on nomenclature of Siddha with the equivalents of modern nomenclature. And the second edition is under revision. So it is one step forward in popularization. And every Indians in foreign country must be impressed upon this feeling. See, if you happen to see a Korean picture or Thailand picture, when there is a trauma, they will bring some leaves or some herbal decoction and administer to the victim. In that way, they are propagating. So every Indian must take that responsibility to propagate our science. We are the foremost in keeping medical treatise in the world. But the Chinese is now gaining ground because of commercial tactics. That we must learn from him. Thank you. Because of a retired person, I am talking too much. You are suffering. Now I am invite Dr. Pichya Kumarji to pronounce his views on the concept of this seminar. Mr. Pichya Kumar is currently the state licensing authority for Indian medicine, Department of Indian Medicine and Homeopathy, Tamil Nadu. He has Bachelor of Siddha Medicine and Surgery and MD Gunabadam. Gunabadam is Travya Guna in Ayurveda. In Siddha Medicine from the Tamil Nadu Dr. MGR Medical University, Chennai. He has PG Diploma in Clinical Research from Annamalai University. He has more than 15 years of teaching and research experience and has got more than 20 publications. He has excellent skill in the preparations of traditional Siddha herbometallic preparations and knowledge of ICH, CCP, FDA regulations. Excellent knowledge about clinical and experimental pharmacology. Now I invite the drug licensing authority of Tamil Nadu to pronounce his views on the concept of this seminar.
Good morning, everybody. I first thanks to my teacher, Dr. Jayaprakash Narayanan, and also Dr. Ramasamy sir and Bhanumati madam. I am the student of both three doctors. My topic is about licensing procedures to start an industry. There are about 300 companies in Tamil Nadu. Ayurveda and Siddha are main, and Unani companies are somewhat 10 companies about in Unani. Now the licensing procedures are very much simplified. In 300 companies, I am very sorry to say, doctors owned companies are about 5 to 10. I invite application from doctors also. And I am ready to, if you applied for a license, I am ready to work for that. That is my view. Thanks, sir. Thanks.
டாக்டர் பிச்சையா குறைவாக பேசினார், ஆனால் குரல் போல பேசினார். I appreciate him for his brevity. Now we are inviting another eminent educationist, Professor Dr. V. Bhanumati, who is currently the Director, National Institute of Siddha, Chennai. She was awarded both graduate and postgraduate degrees from Siddha Medical College, Palayamkottai. She has more than 35 years of teaching and research experience. She published more than 40 publications in national and international journals, which added reputation and expertise in her Siddha system of medicine. she had been invited for various lectures nationally and internationally. She is a member of several internationally renowned professional bodies. Now I invite her to pronounce her views.
Namaskar to all. First of all, I take this opportunity to express my sincere thanks to our Prime Minister and our Honorable Ayush Minister and Swami Vinyanandji and the Manushya Blossom officials. Why I express my sincere thanks here is, during this government, Modi ji government only, our Ayush system is recognized and appoint an independent ministry named as Ayush Ministry, Ministry of Ayush. So that we are assembled here rightly, I think. Then my topic is awareness and utilization of Siddha medicine. For this word, our institute is, I rightly say, our institute is our institute will illustrate this word the best, because this institute started and in the year 2004. From 2004 to 5, the OPD census is 700. Then it gradually increased 1,000, 1,500, and last year, that is 16 to 17, the average OPD is 2,154. Thank you. But current year, it is expected it will reach up to 2,500 per day. Our regular OPD is commenced from 8 a.m. to 12 a.m. For the welfare of the general public, the increasing OPD census, we provide special OPDs for 10 special OPDs from Monday to Friday. Each day we conduct 2 special OPDs for the complaints of cardiac, bronchial asthma, cancer, infertility, diabetes, and geriatric OP also. From this OP, weekly once. But the reporting census is more than 500 for geriatric OP and diabetes and hypertension. For cancer OP, we have 50 patients regularly. Recently, we launched a tribal OPD at Tirkalkundram village, Kottimangalam village at Tirkalkundram. That is launched this month, 2nd March. But the census is 50 to 60. Unbelievable. So first of all, I thank for our ministry to approve our proposal. The existing OP building is designed for only 300 patients only, but we can manage 3,000 patients in that place. To overcome the difficult and the welfare of the general public, we put proposal in front of ministry for another new OPD at the budget range of 31 crores. And during our minister's speech, he also told 31 crore 0.65, 31.65 crore is approved. The building construction is already commenced. So this will review the acceptance of the Siddha medicine by the people and utilization of Siddha medicine. This our institute is witnessed for it. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your views on the concept of the conference. Now, the next participant is Dr. Professor R.S. Ramaswamy. He is presently Director of the CCRS, and he is holding responsibility for the clinical and pharmacological evaluation of our approach. And he is 26 scientists are, about 30 scientists are working under him. And he is taking all the research activities to the website, which are internationally seen. Now, Dr. Ramaswamy and Dr. Professor Bhanumati are engaged in establishing a animal house in the campus of the NIS. These people are working, and the government of India has sanctioned adequate fund, and 18 crores have been already deposited with the central PWD. But there is some administrative obstacles in starting the construction of the building. If it is not materialized within 2 months, I have to take the matter with Modi ji, who is the right person to settle the matter. Now I am invite Dr. Ramaswamy to give his views.
Delay is not due to administrative reason. The archaeological survey banned this area to getting permission from that area, from that concerned person, and some official proceeding it is delayed. Now it is sought out. Monday we make one agreement to construct the administrative building in NIS campus. Then the CMD people raise some queries in the already submitted plan. So that will be rectified coming Monday, I think. After that, the CMDA people give permission to the plan approval, then it will be started, I think. So here I kindly submit that there is no any administrative delay in it.
Respected teacher, Professor Dr. Jayaprakash Narayanan, Professor Dr. Bhanumati, Dr. Pichaya Kumar, and the representatives of World Hindu Economic Forum and Manushya Blossom, and all the members of the audience. For any system to develop, 3 entities are very important: education, research, and practice. For the practice to flourish, education and research, they must be strong. We are fortunate to have a separate research council for Siddha system of medicine. The government of India, in order to have more focused attention on Siddha research, has formed a separate research council for Siddha, that is Central Council for Research in Siddha. And I am fortunately holding the Director General post of that newly formed research council. And naturally, I have a lot of responsibilities as pointed out by my teacher, Dr. Jayaprakash Narayanan. After we formed a separate council, we have now adequate funds for pursuing our research activities. We have appointed a number of research officers, multidisciplinary, Siddha, pharmacology, pharmacognosy, botany, chemistry, and a number of allied subjects. And we have got now a great number of research projects in our hand. In the process of expansion, during the tenure of this present Ayush Minister, we have expanded our activity to Delhi, Bangalore, and now in Tirupati. Now, the people of Delhi know what Siddha is. We have established a clinical research unit in Karol Bagh, and we have a Siddha wing in President's Estate, Rashtrapati Bhavan, along with other Ayush systems. And we are running 2-day OPD, Fridays and Saturdays, in All India Institute of Ayurveda. So the Government of India is now focusing on establishing Ayush hospitals in every state. It is our wish that in every state there should be at least 1 or 2 Siddha wings, dispensaries. Regarding validation, from time immemorial, we have got a number of classical formulations like Nilavembu Kudineer. We have already established the safety and efficacy also. For the past 3 years, we have been administering Nilavembu Kudineer whenever there was an outbreak of dengue fever and chikungunya. We have been successful in treating these 2 challenging diseases. Now we have entered into dialogue with ICMR people to validate again the safety and efficacy of Nilavembu decoction, Nilavembu Kudineer, for the sake of global acceptance. Unless our formulations are validated scientifically on modern scientific parameters, they may not be accepted globally. They may not be. Though there is no need for safety study in case of classical formulations or drugs which are listed under the Drugs and Cosmetics Act. We do it. It is called reverse pharmacology. Because we do it because it should be accepted globally. As far as our metallic preparations are concerned, our council now focuses more on validation of these metallic formulations, because a number of challenging diseases like cancer are very well answered by these metallic preparations. Mercury and sulfur are 2 eyes of Siddha medicine. If no mercury, there is no Siddha medicine, no Ayurveda. When compared with Ayurveda, Siddha system has greater number of formulations, metallic formulations, internal formulations. And we prepare medicines from drugs of marine origin and animal origin also. So we have got our own identity. There are 2 unique therapies within our Siddhas, that is Varmam and Tokkanam, and also Kaya Kalpam. Kaya Kalpam includes yoga. Yoga is a part of Siddha medicine. Varmam, now the people of Delhi, people of Bangalore, and some other parts, people of other parts of India, they have come to know about the strength of Varmam, especially in pain management. Severe osteoarthritis or rheumatoid arthritis or any arthritis or any other pain due to any other origin. A just manipulation with fingers, a few 5 minutes or 10 minutes, a dramatic relief from pain. Now we have established our Burma units on all our research units. We have got our units in Pondicherry Regional Research Institute, in Trivandrum Regional Research Institute, in Palayamkota Siddha Clinical Research Unit, in Bangalore Siddha Clinical Research Unit, in Delhi Siddha Clinical Research Unit, and we have a wonderful garden in Mettur Dam, just near Mettur Dam, Siddha Medicinal Plants Garden. We are cultivating our own research herbs, and we are maintaining a model herbal garden also. We procure our research herbs from our own garden. So the present government is keen on developing all the Ayush systems, and as far as Siddha system is concerned, we are in a position to do a lot when compared with yesteryears. And I hope the industry will flourish, and it is my wish that Siddha medicine should be made available all over India. Arogya health melas are organized in every state, and we put up our stalls. All the Ayush systems, they put up their stalls. We distribute our brochures, pamphlets, carry information about Siddha medicine, and we side by side we run a clinic also, OPD also, along with other Ayush systems. The most perturbing question is from the patients: where can we come for follow-up? We prescribe medicine for 1 week or 10 days. For example, in Dehradun or in Indore, the government organizes the Arogya Health Mela. The next question: where shall we come? They cannot afford to come over to Chennai for follow-up. So everybody should bear this in mind. You must insist on getting our Siddha medicine propagated properly by establishing at least 1 or 2 dispensaries in every state. I hope this dream will come true with all your support. And I thank you all for this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Ramaswamy, for his vivid enlightenment on the research activities of Siddha medicine. Now, so we are having 2 manufacturers and a senior scientist in our panel. Since Kabiras Balakrishnan is requested to meet the minister, I call him first to voice his views.
Good afternoon, everybody. I belong to a traditional Siddha family who have been practicing Siddha medicine for 650 years. I have seen, when I was young, my grandfather, late grandfather G.P. Krishnan, used to use kattu, Navapashana kattus. We have 5 Pashana kattu in our family: Lingam, Veeram, Puram, Talagam. So I have seen my grandfather using multiple kattus to heal the newborn kids. Our family has immunized more than 10 lakh children using Pashana kattu. Why kattu when it comes to kids? Because the material density, when you take it lingam has a specific density. When you grind a lingam in a sandal stone and try to deliver it using mother's milk, when you grind a normal lingam in few turns, one clockwise and one, if you do like this, one swing, adu oru ezhappu. So depend upon the age, the number of swings are very precisely defined. So when you do one swing, it will be the medicine which gets dissolved in the mother's milk in the form of milligrams. So there was a need to bring down the dose of the daily, for example, say lingam, when it comes to the kids. So the kid, when you work out the body mass ratio of the kid, it comes to micrograms or nanograms, the real requirement. So what do? So we need to compress it. That is why Siddhas solidified or compressed the pashanas into higher order densities. So there is a huge density variation when compared to the lingam and when you do the kattu. And the important part of the delivery is they use multiple pashanas when it comes to the healing the kids. It is not one. So that art has died. Delivering multiple nanoparticles to fix a specific illness has not much in the current practice. So I have seen, even when it comes to the treatment of the patients, my grandfather used to pick up multiple bottles. It is not one medicine. He used to pick up multiple bottles and used to decide the dose of every medicine. There is a different dose. It is not the common dose. So we all used to do the pulse. Depend upon the amplitude, frequency and phase of the Vata Pitta Kapha, we decide which endocrine gland of the human is issue. When there is a multiple issues, of course we use multiple compounds. And we have grown up in this environment. Siddha medicine is our breath. It is not practice for us. It is our life. It's our lifestyle. We know only Siddha medicine. And when I finished my Masters of Technology in Electronics, and I happened to execute a project for an American company manufacturing silicon wafers. So we are building a tracking system in IIT Kanpur, and in the evening there was a casual conversation with a cup of tea in the garden with my fellow friends Dr. Gopal and Dr. Sevbalan and Dr. Bhagya. All of them are a PhD in material science and electronics, and they were trying to do postdoctorate at the time. So I was asking Dr. Gopal, Gopalji, what are you going to do? He said, I am going to perform research in organometallics and I am leaving to Birmingham. I was little fascinated about organometallics and asked him, what exactly is organometallics? He said, attaching a metallic compound with organic molecule, and that is what is organometallics. He defined in a very simple way because I am an electronic engineer. So then I asked further, what is the exact application, Gopalji? He said, it can be used for antifungal drugs. Then I recollected Vangavennai. That is what we do. We have been doing for generations and generations, for thousands of years. It is not one. Rasagandhi Melugu, Nandi Melugu, Ramabana Idivalladi, everything is organometallics. And the kind of drugs Siddhas have designed is beyond normal human perception. I am telling you, there is only one system in this world, which is Siddha system, which has defined man and God very precisely in terms of conscious. There is something called Siva Diksha in Siddha system of medicine. The first layer, we are in the first layer of conscious, and the God is in the 32nd layer of conscious. So the man and God are separated only in terms of conscious. Siddham is Siddhan. The person who is having conscious is called Siddhan, and the person who is treating with conscious is called Siddhavaidya. So the 32nd layer we called Aganda Sivam. It's not even Sivam, please remember. It is an expanded version of superconscious. So the 32nd layers are well defined using mantras, using Sivadiksha. So the people Siddhas, they were sitting in the 32nd layer and designed all these medicines. And we are trying to understand this medicine from the first layer. It is looking like a person having a 32 layer building. You stand in the ground floor and try to look at a person in the 32nd floor. How you will recognize a person? That is where we are. So it's very important that we need to change our perceptions. The light, the lamp may be at a very, very height. We are kids. We may not be able to reach the lamp. But Already the Siddha's given 32 layers of cushion. We already in the 32nd layer in terms of the drugs. So all we need to do is our understanding. So it has started, the conversation further extended with Dr. Gopal. Then I asked him, there was conversation going on and about the drugs. We said, why Gopalji, there are 500 we used to give 500 mg per dose, 600 mg, 700 mg in the modern system, and twice a dose for 10 days. I told Gopalji, we are giving 1 grain, 65 mg, sometimes we gave half grain, sometimes we use needles to pick our medicine. We used to use a needle to pick the medicine and deliver it. We have medicines of that kind. Then he was thinking for some time and told, Kavi, unless it is nano, this is not possible. And he worked out the body mass ratio and conveyed that it has to be nano. I rushed straight from there with my nanomaterials to Vellore Institute of Technology, where the head of nano division happened to my close friend, and I was helping his wife, uterus issue. I went with 5 materials: Linga Senduram, Panjigarna Senduram, Sandamarda Senduram, Ayavira Senduram, and Ayaganta Garpam. In 2 days, he told all the particles varies from 50 to 200 nanometers. It has puzzled me. See, I am telling Siddha doctors, it's a very rare opportunity to become a Siddha doctor. And there is no one parallel to you in this world, provided you understand the system. Whatever the Manushya Blossom, whatever they say, it is not curable. We have handled more than 300 patients professionally, and another 800 patients we did charity. So, all the patients are abandoned by the doctors. You please understand. It is not that, no, they have come to us just like that. People from Beijing, people from Seoul, people from Singapore, people from Malaysia, Indonesia, and US, London, Dubai, they have come to us after meeting the top doctors in the world. And it is Siddha system which has given the solution. See, Manushya Blossom is a representative. We are carrying a lamp. The lamp is Siddha system, which is it's our property. It's everyone's property. And as far as Siddhas are concerned, they look at only the soul. There is no race, religion, community for this particular sect. So then I started buying all the available Siddhic literature and start living in the Oriental Manuscript Library in Madras University. There is a small library behind the Madras University, and it's a very separate, calm place. I have discovered more than 50 nanomaterials. I think this is a rough estimate. I think if we do sincere work, I think we can identify another 50 to 100 materials. And we synthesize more than 15 materials, nanomaterials. See, there are certain compounds, it is beyond nano. And it is too early to talk about it, and the way in which it works is a different principle. So when I ask one simple question, I'll be appreciate the Siddha students, doctors available here. Why Senduram looks red in color? Anybody can answer? I'm just conveying, I'm asking this question only to convey something. Why scientific validation is required for Siddha medicine? This is the objective of this forum. Why scientific validation is objected? 2 ways of looking at this. Either to improve our understanding, and another is it's already tested, proven by divine beings for generations, for thousands of years. Why we need scientific evaluation? We must clarify. Can any doctors of this university can tell why Senduram looks red in color? When you synthesize Senduram, it turns from one specific color and it touches the red. When it touches the red, we call it a Senduram, and we validate the Senduram by dropping the Senduram in a glass of water. And when it floats, it's called Senduram. I will give my Purna Chandrodayam to a person who answers correctly. Can anyone can answer this question? Sorry? No. Yeah, see, I'm trying to finish. See, there is a phenomenon of optical resonance happens when it turns red in color. What happens when the particles size goes down, down and down? It is not the material which is red in color. You please understand. The material is not red in color. Because of the optical resonance happens to the material when the white light falls on it, we look at it it falls in our eyes. Because of the optical resonance, it looks red for us. Unless you synthesize and touch 20 to 50 nanometers, you will never see that red color, because particles has not reached the color. Unless the electrons modulate and perform an optical resonance, you cannot see red in color. That is why we call it as Senduram. And when you use scientific equipments like STEM, TEM and all, it is to improve our understanding. The Gorakar Chandra Ragai Namarasa Tivaragol, the small book of 200 pages, even these two universities perform research for another 100 years, we cannot figure it out what it is. Gorakar Chandra Ragai talks about Mrityunjay Kuligai, a Kuligai which can wake up a dead man alive for 3.5 hours. Is there anyone to formulate this? We are very, our contribution to understand Siddha science is in the very primitive level. I am sorry to message this. We should not get satisfied. Even another 10 generations we put hard work, still we cannot touch them. So it is very highly coordinated, highly motivated, selfless effort is required to revive this science and take it to the mankind. So doctor was mentioning that there is our clinical practice is 2,500 we are touching. You deliver one medicine to recover 85% to 90% liver failure. You recover one liver failure medicine, the entire world will be there. You cannot handle it. Why you target 2,500? Why not 25,000? Which is preventing us. You ask 5,000 crores from ICE Ministry. Why we beg for 30 crores? We build a hospital for 1,000 acres. Why this hospital? Why we think so low? In what way we are inferior? We have the best medicine in the world, and we are represented by the great saint of this universe. What is lagging with us? It is our complex. It's our mindset. We should be proud of what we are. Will gain confidence. Then only it is your tone and pitch, what you speak, and the way in which you diagnose, touch the patient and check the pulse is the half medicine. So kindly, we are very simple people, and we want to work in absolute silence, and all we want to do is perform a systematic research to the entire mankind. Our research and our production, whatever we do, is for the prosperity of mankind. This organization belongs to the entire mankind and not for any individuals. So all we do is just a representation, and we are trying to join hands and work with you. Any students, doctors, those who are willing to do any kind of research, you are welcome. Thank you so much for giving the opportunity.
After hearing the disclosure of Kaviyarasu Palakrishnan, we have come to the conclusion that Palakrishnan is a Sutupatta Siddhar. Before hearing Dr. Ramswamy, I invite Mr. Mohan Prakash
dignitaries on the dais, please permit me to talk in Tamil, so that I want to convey some message to the audience. And first, yes, yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. It is understood. முன்னாடி பேசினவங்க சொன்னாங்க, நம்ம இந்த சிஸ்டத்தை புரிஞ்சுக்கணும்னு சொன்னாங்க சித்த மகா புருஷராக இருக்கு. நான் என்ன ஃபீல் பண்றேன்னா, இப்பவே இங்க பாதி சித்தர்கள் உட்கார்ந்துட்டு இருக்காங்க. நம்மளுடைய சித்த மருத்துவத்துடைய வரலாறு என்னன்னா, மிட்வைஃப் டர்ன்ட் மெடிக்கல் சிஸ்டம், அப்படி ட்ரெயின்டு மெடிக்கல் சிஸ்டமாக இருக்குது நம்மளுக்கு. வீட்டில் இருக்கிற அக்கா, அம்மா, பாட்டி மருத்துவச்சிகளாகவே வளர்த்தி வச்சிருக்காங்க நம்ம முன்னோர்கள். நமக்கு அது தெரியல. ஒரு ஆஞ்சநேயருக்கு நீ இவ்வளவு பெரிய ஆளு கடலை தாண்டிலான்னு சொல்றதுக்கு ஒருத்தர் தேவைப்பட்டார். நான் இப்போ ஜி சொன்னாங்க சிஸ்டத்தை புரிஞ்சுக்கணும்னு. நம்ம பெண்களுக்கு ஏற்கனவே அது இம்பார்ட் ஆகிருக்கு, அவங்களுக்கு அது தெரியல. நான் யாரு, என்ன திறமை என்னங்கிறது தெரியல இருக்கு. உங்ககிட்ட விஷயத்தை சொல்றேன் கேளுங்க. கேன்சர்னு ஒரு ட்ரெட்டட் டிசீஸ் இருக்கு. அது எதனால வருது அப்படி சொல்லி ஆராய்ச்சி பண்ண அப்படி பார்த்தா, ஃப்ரீ ரேடிக்கல்ஸ் போய் ஒட்டாம இருக்கு. அப்போ அது வந்து தொந்தரவு பண்ணுது சிஸ்டத்தில் அப்படின்னு சொல்லி சயின்ஸில், மாடர்ன் சயின்ஸ் சொல்றாங்க. அப்போ நம்ம பெரியவங்க இந்த ஃப்ரீ ரேடிக்கல்ஸ் எல்லாம் சொல்றது இல்லை. பெண்களுக்கு ரசம் வெய்யே அப்படி சொல்றாங்க. ரசத்தில் பூரா ஆன்டி ஆக்சிடென்ட்டாக கொடுத்துருக்காங்க நமக்கு. பூண்டு, சீரகம், குருமிளகு, மஞ்சள் எல்லாம் கொடுத்துருக்காங்க. இது எல்லாம் 10 ஐட்டம் இருக்கு. அதில் வரமிளகாய் சேர்த்து ஒரு கரண்டி ரசம் தினம் குடிச்சிட்டு இருந்தா கேன்சரே வராது. அப்படி ஒரு ஃபுட் சிஸ்டத்தை தயார் பண்ணி வச்சிருக்காங்க, ஜெனரலைஸ்டா. அப்போ நமக்கு வீட்டில் ஒவ்வொரு பெண்கள் இதை செஞ்சுட்டு இருக்காங்க. இதை ப்ரௌடா நாம சொல்ல முடியும், நம்ம பாதி பேர் சித்தர்கள்னு. நாம இனி மறுபடியும் நம்ம பழைய லெஜெண்ட் எல்லாம் திருப்பி பார்த்தோம்னா தெரிஞ்சு போகும். இன்னொன்று சொல்றேன், என்னுடைய தாயாருக்கு பிரசவம் பார்த்தது எங்க தாயாரோட அம்மா, அக்கா. நான் வந்து ஹோம் டெலிவரி வீட்டில் பிறந்தேன், எங்கள் வீட்டு நடுகாலில் பிறந்தேன். இப்போ பிரசவத்துக்கு நாம் எங்கே போகிறோம், ஆஸ்பத்திரி போகிறோம். நார்மல் டெலிவரிக்கு 75,000 1 லட்சம் ரூபா வரைக்கும் செலவு பண்ணுறோம். அப்போ நமக்கு தைரியம் இல்லாமல் போச்சு. நம்ம பெண்கள்கிட்ட அது வழி வழியாக கொண்டு வந்து சேர்த்தலை. நம்ம செஞ்சுக்கிட்டு இருந்த சித்த ப்ராக்டிஸ், சித்த மருத்துவத்தில் வெகு எளிமையாக பிரசவத்தை செஞ்சு கொடுத்துருந்தாங்க. இப்போ ரொம்ப கடுமையாயிருச்சு. ஐயோ சிசேரியன்லாம் பண்ணுன்னு கெஞ்ச வேண்டிய நிலைமைக்கு கொண்டு போய் சேர்த்துட்டாங்க. ஸோ நாம் என்ன பண்ணணும், நம்ம யாருன்னு மாதிரி புரிஞ்சுக்கணும். we have to understand the system. இப்போ நம்ம சிஸ்டம் என்ன சொல்லுதுன்னா, இயற்கை உன்னை காப்பாற்றும், நீ இயற்கையோடு வாழு. நீ செய்யறது எல்லாம் இயற்கைக்கு விரோதமாக செஞ்சுட்டு உடம்புக்கு ஒவ்வாத விஷயங்களை உள்ள ஏற்றிக்கிட்டு பொல்யூட் பண்ணி டாக்ஸிசிட்டி உடம்புகளை கொண்டு வந்துட்டா சீக்கு வராமல் என்ன பண்ணும்? ஸோ லிவ் நேச்சுரலி. அப்போ லிவ் நேச்சுரலின்னு சொன்னால் திருமூலர் கூட சொல்லியிருக்காரு, ஏலப்பாரு, தளப்பாரு, வேர்பாரு, இல்லாட்டி பஸ்பம் பாரு, செந்தூரம் பாருன்னு சொல்லியிருக்காரு. நம்ம சித்தவர்த்தர் எல்லாம் படிச்சிருக்காங்க, டாக்டர் எல்லாம் படிச்சிருக்காங்க, பெரியவங்களுக்கு அது தெரியும். நாமளும் அதே வேலை சொல்கிறோம். ஏலத்தால் எது எதுக்கு எது எது சாப்பிட்றது தெரிஞ்சுக்கோங்க, முடிஞ்சு போச்சு விஷயம். வீட்லேயே செஞ்சிடலாம். வெஸ்டர்ன் கான்செப்ட் என்னன்னா, இதெல்லாம் டப்பாவில் அடைச்சு பேக்கெட்டாக ஒரு ஸ்பூனில் சாப்பிடு அப்படி சொல்லி கொடுக்கறது நம்ம பழகிட்டாங்க. நம்ம ஆளுங்க பொடியாக செஞ்சு சூர்ணமாக செஞ்சு ரசமாக குடிச்சிட்டா சீக்கே அண்டாது. நோய் இல்லாத வாழ்க்கை வாழ்ந்துட்டு இருந்தோம். நாம 140 வருஷம் வாழ்ந்தாங்கன்னு சொல்லி சொன்னாங்க இல்லையா, நோய் இல்லாத வாழ்க்கை வாழ்ந்துட்டு இருந்தோம். எப்படின்னா ப்ரிவென்டிவ் மெடிசின். இந்த உணவுகளை சாப்பிட்டுட்டு இருந்தீங்கன்னா, நேச்சுரலாக இருக்கிற மெடிசின் சாப்பிட்டுட்டு இருந்தீங்கன்னா உனக்கு நோயே வராது. அம்மா சொன்னாங்க 2000 ஓபி இருக்குது, இப்போ அடுத்த வருஷம் 2500 வந்துடுன்னு. அவங்க செஞ்சுறாங்க, ரொம்ப சந்தோஷம், நல்ல விஷயம். ஆனால் நோயாளியே இருக்கக்கூடாதுங்கிற நான். நம்ம சித்த சிஸ்டம் அதுதான், நோய் இல்லாத பாரதம். நாம் என்ன எதிர்பார்க்குறோம்? மானுஷா பிளாசம் ஆரோக்கியானந்த் என்ன சொல்லுதுன்னா, கேன்சர் முக்த பாரத், டயபெட்டிக்ஸ் முக்த பாரத். எப்படி செய்யணும்னு சொன்னால், எல்லாமே நம்ம வேலியில் கிடக்கிற செடி தான். நம்ம ஐடென்டிஃபை பண்ணாமல் இருக்கிறோம். ஒரு 300 தலைமுறை, 300 வருஷம் 400 வருஷம் மிலேச்சர்கள் கீழே இருந்துட்டு இது நமக்கு ரீச் ஆகலை. ஸோ திருப்பி பாருங்க, உங்கள் லெகசி திருப்பி பாருங்க. நமக்கு எப்படி எனக்கு வந்தது சொன்னால், தாத்தா பண்ணிட்டு இருந்தாரு, நம்ம வீட்டில் யாரும் கேர் பண்ண மாட்டாங்க. அப்பா வாத்தியாராக போனார், நான் பேங்கராக போனேன், யாரும் இதை பார்க்கல. அப்போ நம்ம பெருமையை பார்க்கும் பொழுது என்னென்னா, அப்போ செஞ்சுட்டு இருந்த தாத்தா செஞ்ச விஷயங்களை குறிப்பு வச்சிருக்காரு. பார்த்தா முதுகெலும்பு உடஞ்சி போகுது, அவங்களுக்கு ட்ரீட் பண்ணணும். எப்படி ட்ரீட் பண்ணுறது? எம்ஆர்ஐ ஸ்கேன் எடுத்து போல்ட் வச்சு நட்டு வச்சு ட்ரீட் பண்ணுறேன். இப்போ சாதாரணமாக பண்ணாங்க. நத்த சூரி அப்படி சொல்லி ஒரு மூலிகை, அது எண்ணெய் காய்ச்சி அஸ்தி சிருங்காரா, பிரண்டை, அஸ்தினா எலும்பு, சிருங்காரம்னா அலங்காரம், எலும்பை அலங்காரம் பண்ணக்கூடிய மூலிகை அஸ்தி சிருங்காராவை எடுத்து எண்ணெய் காய்ச்சி இந்த நத்தை சூரிய எண்ணெயோட கலந்து போட்டுட்டு வந்தா டிஸ்க் ப்ரொலாப்ஸ் சரியாயிருது. எட்டனா வைத்தியம் வேலியில் இருக்கிறத புரிச்சு வந்தா. இது எதுக்கு சொல்றேன்னா, நம்ம பெண்கள் தாய்மார்கள் அவேர்னஸ் உள்ள கொண்டு வந்து நம்ம சிஸ்டத்தை அப்சர்வ் பண்ணிட்டு அதை வந்து பிராக்டிஸ் பண்ணுனா கிடைக்கவே கிடைக்காது அப்படின்னு நினைச்சிட்டு இருந்த செல்போனு நமக்கு வந்து சேர்ந்துருச்சுப்பா. எட்டனாவுக்கு ஒரு கால் பண்றோம், 10 பைசாவுக்கு ஒரு கால் பண்றோம். அந்த 10 பைசாவை நம்மகிட்ட இருந்து பிடுங்கிறதுக்கு ஃபாரின் கம்பெனிஸ் வந்து நம்ம டாமினேட் பண்றான். ஸோ நீங்க இந்த சிஸ்டத்தை பிராக்டிஸ் பண்ணி நீங்க ப்ரூவ் பண்ணிட்டீங்கன்னா சீக்கே வராது. அப்படின்னா எல்லாருமே வந்து they will throng you. நம்ம பாரத்தை நோக்கி வர ஆரம்பிப்பாங்க. அவர் மார்க்கெட்ஸ் வில் பி மேலே போயிடும். எவ்வளோ மேலே போக முடியுமோ போயிடும். அப்போது நம்ம வந்து சயின்டிஃபிக்கலி வேலிடேட்டட் சித்தா மெடிசன் சொல்கிறான். சயின்டிஃபிக் உனக்கு புரியணுமா வந்து புரிஞ்சுக்கோ. உனக்கு சயின்டிஃபிக்காக வேணால் நீ வந்து தெரிஞ்சுக்க எங்களுக்கு என்ன இருக்குன்னு. எங்கள் அம்மா ரசம் வைக்கிறதுக்கு உங்கள்கிட்ட பேட்டன்ட் வாங்க வேண்டிய அவசியம் கிடையாது. எங்கள் வீட்டில் குழந்தை பிறந்துச்சுன்னா அதுக்கு வந்து நலுங்கு பொடி பூசுவாங்க. வசம்பு, நாகதாளி, திருநூறு பத்தினி, மஞ்சள், கஸ்தூரி மஞ்சள்லாம் வச்சு அரைச்சு குழந்தை குளிச்சுட்டு ஒரு பூசுவாங்க. வரவே வராது சீக்கு, தோல் நோய் எதுவும் வராது. இப்போ ஒன்றுக்கும் போய் டோஸ் போட்டுக்கிறாங்க. 3ஆம் நாள் டோஸு, 10ஆம் நாள் டோஸுன்னு. ஸோ அவங்கள பார்த்து நம்ம சூடு போட்டுக்க வேண்டாம். அவனுக்கு போய் பாப்புலரைஸும் பண்ண வேண்டாம். நம்ம குடும்பத்தில் நம்ம அக்கா, தங்கச்சி, அம்மா எல்லாருமே படிச்சுக்கோங்க. தெரியலன்னா தெரிஞ்சவங்ககிட்ட கேட்டுக்கோங்க, எதனால இதை நாம் யூஸ் பண்ணுறோம். சரிங்க. இப்போ 3-4 கேஸ் அப்படி பண்ணினோம். ஒரு குழந்தைக்கு, பெண் குழந்தைக்கு PCOS இருக்கு, பாலிசிஸ்டிக் ஓவரி சிஸ்டம். எப்படி வந்துச்சு? ஒபிசிட்டி, ரொம்ப அதிகமாக உணவு சாப்பிட்டு. அப்போ சர்ஜரி ஒன்று குழந்தை பிறக்காது. இப்போ மாப்பிள்ளைகள்லாம் ரிஜெக்ட் பண்ணுறாங்க. அப்போ கொழுப்பு குறைக்கணும். என்ன பண்ணுறது? சாதாரணமாக தாமரை விதை தட்டி வச்சு ஒரு மண்டலத்துக்கு சாப்பிட்டாங்க, கொழுப்பு பூரா கரைஞ்சி போச்சு, PCOS ஓடி போச்சு. இதை நாம் சொன்னோம்னா நம்மளை விடுவாங்களா? நீங்கள் ப்ராக்டிஸ் பண்ணுங்கள், தெரிஞ்சவங்ககிட்ட கேளுங்க. நம்ம சித்தர்கள்ட்ட இருக்கிற ஒரு தவறு என்னென்னா, எனக்கு தெரிஞ்ச ரகசியத்தை உங்களுக்கு சொல்ல மாட்டோம். அதனால நம்ம சித்தர்களை பார்க்குறவங்க, வைத்தியர்களை பார்க்குறவங்கலாம் ஷேர் இட். உங்களுக்கு என்ன இருக்குதோ அதை அடுத்தவங்களுக்கு ஷேர் பண்ணுங்க. உலகத்தை டாமினேட் பண்ணிடுவோம். இயற்கையை ஒட்டி வாழ்வோம். இயற்கைக்கு மாறானது ரிஃபைன்டு சுகரு, ரிஃபைன்டு ஆயிலு, ரிஃபைன்டு ஃப்ளோரு, இதெல்லாம் சாப்பிட்டா உடம்பை ஐடென்டிஃபை பண்ணிக்க மாட்டேங்குது. இயற்கையான விஷயத்தான் இயரில் ஐடென்டிஃபை பண்ணும். அப்போ டாக்ஸிசிட்டி வரும். அப்போ என்ன ஆகும்? அது சிக்னல் கொடுக்காது. அப்போ உங்களுக்கு கால்சிஃபிகேஷன் ஆகும். ரத்த குழாயில் கால்சிஃபிகேஷன், யூரினரி சிஸ்டத்தில் கால்சிஃபிகேஷன், பிரெயினில் போய் கால்சிஃபிகேஷன் ஆகுது. ஸோ அதுக்கு நம்ம ஆன்டி ஆக்சிடென்ட்ஸ் எடுத்தால் சரியாக போகும். எண்ணெயா ஆன்டி ஆக்சிடென்ட்ஸு, சுக்கு, மிளகு, திப்பிலி உணவு கூட சேர்த்துங்க. எப்படி வருதுன்னு பார்ப்போம். மஞ்சப்பொடி சேர்த்துங்க. சிரமம் வருதா பாருங்க. அதுக்கு மீறி கால்சிஃபிகேஷன் வந்ததுன்னா சக்கரை வேம்பு சேர்த்துங்க. அதுக்கு பேர் கல்கரைச்சி, கல்லூரிக்கி. இது ஏன் சொல்கிறேன்னா, நீங்கள் இப்போ ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணுங்க. ஸ்டார்ட் ஃப்ரம் நவ். இது வரைக்கும் செய்யலைன்னா இப்போ ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணுங்க. இந்த மாடர்ன் சிஸ்டம், இந்த பாப்புலரைசேஷன் எல்லாம் எப்போ வரும்னா, இந்த ஊரில் மெட்ராஸ்லையோ அல்லது ஒரு கிராமத்துலையோ எங்கேயுமே கேன்சர் கிடையாது, எங்கேயுமே கிட்னி ஃபெயிலியர் கிடையாது. அப்படி வந்துட்டா நிச்சயமாக எல்லாம் ஓடி வருவான். உங்கள்கிட்ட வந்து டியூஷன் எடுத்துப்பான். That is the curse of the day. பூவாக்கு என்ன பண்றதுங்க? சோத்துக்கு என்ன பண்றது? ஸோ ஃபினான்ஷியலி வி ஆர் வீக். நாம் ஃபினான்ஷியலி சவுண்டாக இருந்து இதை தயார் பண்ணி கொடுக்க முடியும் அப்படிங்கிற நிலைமை வரும்பொழுது ஐ கேம் வித் அ ப்ராடக்ட் ஃபார் டயபெட்டிக்ஸ். சாப்பிட்டா 48 நாள் சாப்பிட்டா பர்மனெண்ட்டாக டயபெட்டிக்ஸ் நமக்கு வராது. எப்போ? அதுக்கு எனக்கு ஸ்ட்ரென்த் வேணும், ஃபினான்ஷியல் ஸ்ட்ரென்த் வேணும். நம்மகிட்ட இருக்கிற ப்ராப்ளமே அதுதான். நமக்கு ஸ்ட்ரென்த் இல்லை, ஃபினான்ஷியல் பேக் இது இல்லை. அந்த அவேர்னஸ் வரணும். நம்ம தயார் பண்ணணும். நம்ம 2 நாள் முடிஞ்சால் பக்கத்தில் இருக்கிறவங்களுக்கிட்டும் நாம் செஞ்சு கொடுக்குறவங்க பைசா வாங்க வேண்டாம்னு யோசிக்கிறோம். அப்போ நிறைய பேஷண்ட் நம்ம அடுத்த செக்ஷனில் பார்க்கலாம். நிறைய பேஷண்ட்ஸ் நம்ம கொடுத்து எல்லாத்துக்கும் கொடுத்து க்யூர் ஆகி வந்திருக்காங்க. எல்லாமே எங்கே கிடச்சுன்னா வேலியில் கிடச்ச செடி கொடிக்கு தான். அதில் க்யூர் ஆகி வந்திருக்காங்க நிறைய பேர். நீங்கள் பார்க்கலாம், அடுத்த செக்ஷனில் இருந்து பாருங்கள் கட்டாயம். நான் சொல்ல வந்த விஷயம் இதுதான். இயற்கையை ஒட்டி வாழ்க்கை நடத்துங்கள். அது இயற்கையாக இருந்தால் உங்களுக்கு டிசீஸே வராது. நீங்களே வைத்தியராகிடுங்க. உங்கள் உணவு நீங்கள் தீர்மானிங்க. கடையில் பேக்கட் ஐட்டத்தை வாங்கி சாப்பிடாதீங்க. சரியாவோ? அதுக்கு முடியலன்னா அப்புறம் பஸ்பம், செந்தூரம், கந்தி மெழுகு எல்லாம் போகலாம். அதே வேண்டாங்க. திருமூலர் சொல்றார், அவருக்கு பெரிய வைத்தியர் யாரும் கிடையாது. ஆக நம்ம வீட்டில் 5.5 பெட்டியை கண்ட்ரோலில் பண்ணுங்க தாய்மார்களே, அதுதான் சித்தம். நம்ம பெண்கள் ட்ரெயின்டு, ஆனால் அவங்களுக்கு தெரியாது. நீங்களும் ஜாம்பவான் மாதிரி யாரோ ஒருத்தர் சொல்ல நீங்களும் தயாராகிடுங்க, அனுமான் மாதிரி தாண்டறக்கு. சித்தம் பிழைச்சிடும். நம்ம நாட்டில் சித்தம் த்ரைவ் ஆச்சுன்னா எல்லாரும் வந்து நம்மகிட்ட இருந்து கற்றுட்டு போயிடுவான். தட் இஸ் மை மெசேஜ்.
அதாவது ராமர் எங்கே இருக்கிறாருன்னு கேட்கும்போது ஒரு அனுமார் அவருடைய மார்பை திறந்து காட்டினது மாதிரி உண்மையான பரம்பரை மருத்துவர் வீட்டு பிள்ளையினுடைய ஒவ்வொரு மரபணுவுமே சித்தானா வைப்ரேட் பண்ணிக்கிட்டு இருக்கும் அப்படிங்கிறதுக்கு அவர் சாட்சி. அவர் எம்எம் எடுத்துட்டு பேங்கில் போய் வேலை பார்த்தாலும் நம்முடைய முன்னோர்களுடைய செல்வத்தை உலகத்துக்கு தர முடியலையே அப்படிங்க ஒரு தேடுதல் இருக்குது பார்த்தீங்களா? அதுதான் தமிழ் சமுதாயத்தினுடைய மிகப்பெரிய சொத்து. அடுத்து டாக்டர் ராமசாமி. Dr. M.S. Ramsamy is a scientist working on Indian medicine and natural products. An alums of M.S. University, Tirunelveli and IISc, Bangalore. Has received many scholarships from Denmark, DBT, India. He set aside everything. He is with us for the past 2 decades, conducting all the experiments to validate Siddha medicine. That is enough for us to say volume about him. என்ன இளவரசன்?
Good afternoon to everybody. Respected dignitaries. First of all, I would like to thank our Honorable Ministry of Ayush and Swami Vignanand and our senior most Siddha people here. I think all of you look tired and get ready for lunch, but I do not want to take more time to disturb you. And here I would like to share some of my thoughts how to improve our, how to take up our Siddha medicine to the global level. Though, the Siddha system is like is oldest system of our Indian systems of medicine. It is the oldest system. So basically this from the Siddha system all the other systems may be originated. Here I would like to give some suggestions how to improve and how to take up this Siddha system to the global level. So when we start this in Indian systems of medicine and natural products laboratory in our Anna University MIT campus, so we thought of basically I am a biochemistry person, drug discovery, and I was working for pharmaceutical companies and Western universities and working for the drug discovery and development programs. So before 5 years, I have started this laboratory in Indian stuff, in the Anna University. Then we start with zero. I do not know about anything Siddha system, Ayurveda system and yoga. What is that? Then I interacted with so many Siddha people, physicians, especially with Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. He insisted me, so this is the global system, we need to take up this to the global level. So we start with zero. Now we slowly, I was trying to understand what is that. Then I pack up my pile of publications, like 40 publications I have got through the drug discovery and development, and I kept it aside. So my focus on Siddha systems as well as the Ayurveda systems, what is there inside. So the basic concept is same. So we are trying to understand and we are trying to get the knowledge from the Siddhas. So whatever the sir said, Kaviyar Balakrishnan said, see, we are not validating the scientific, validating the Siddha medicines. We are trying to understand the Siddha's concepts with the modern scientific principles. So this is what we are doing, and we are validating, we are generating data. Actually, the medicine, Siddha medicine, it starts from our kitchen, Indian kitchen. So it is always aligned with our Indian systems and Indian cooking. So coming to the point, so where we can start to origin, I mean, where we can start. So we can, so in my perspective, we can divide these two aspects. One is academic, like teaching. Second one is research. So you can say the research and teaching are both sides of the coin. So we cannot separate. So we can start with the teaching. So what the Siddha colleges are doing. So we have to revamp some of the teaching methods without changing the basic concept of the Siddha. So last month we have, myself and our state licensing authority, we have attended the Siddha conference. I was very happy to see more and more Siddha students have attended the seminar. So now we are trying to teach the students along with the basic principles. We have to teach the scientific concepts, not only the scientific concepts. See, during the house surgeon period, so not only the clinical practice, we have to teach the modern scientific methods. We have to expose the Siddha students to the scientific community, and we have to share the knowledge as well as the traditional Siddha Vaidyas to get more and more knowledge from them to take up this to the society. Then another one is the research. Research is very, very essential part of the Siddha system, and from by the research only we can take up this to the global level. Basically, the Siddha system, see, what my understanding is, the Siddha system basic concept is synergism. Synergism is like whether it is a monoherbal formulation or polyherbal formulations, the interaction between the molecules can give the very good results. This is the basic concept of the Siddha systems. If you take the monoherbal formulations, the interaction between the molecules can give the better results. At the same time, in the polyherbal formulations also, if you take the molecules interaction, it's a scientific concept. So based on this scientific concept, we are getting cured. Mainly the allopathy practitioners, they are only treating the disease. I am telling you, wherever I am going to give a talk, I am telling the people, we are getting the allopathy doctor only treating the disease, not completely curing the disease. Until unless if we are going through our traditional medicine, we can cure completely any of the diseases, whatever the Siddha said. Here you can see the National Institute of Siddha, we can see the board, Avasara Chikitzai Ingu Illai. But in Siddha, we have the emergency medicine, but for that we need to do the research and we have to maintain the database for literature of our Siddha. In that we are lacking. We are not maintaining the database, and we are not maintaining the literature which is reaching the global level. So in that aspect, the traditional Chinese medicine, they are successful in the maintenance of the database as well as the traditional knowledge. So that is lacking in our side. Then second one is, we are not integrating, not only integrating the treatment with the Siddha system as well as the allopathy system, but we are integrating the approach. Like life sciences, we have to integrate with the Siddha system. So if you are understand the life sciences concept, this life sciences, when the life sciences concept will be applied to the Siddha system, we can completely understand the Siddha system and we can give the better treatment, as well as we can get the what the scientifically Siddhas thought about the medicine. Then another one is the clinical trial management. So we are lacking in the clinical data management as well as the clinical trials. So all we need, see, just we are giving the patients and we are treating and all the patients getting cured. That's what we are doing. But we are not maintaining any databases and we are not maintaining any data. So this level should be started from the students level. So I am proud to say we have trained the more than 300 students for the quality as well as the research and the life sciences stream. So for the past 5 years. So we have to start and we have to revamp from the students' curriculum, and we have to teach them the research. Then by research we can take up this Siddha system to the level of global acceptance. Siddha practitioners, see, as soon as they finish the BSMS, most of the, I have seen and I have experienced most of the Siddha doctors, they are going to the allopathy practices. So as a duty doctors. So this is why they are going. It's because they do not have the confidence on the Siddha system. So this should be changed the students level while they are going for the house surgeon. So when we can change the system, like we have to make them to understand the Siddha system scientifically, then create the confidence level to the BSMS students. Then after that the MD. So during the MD curriculum, so we have to impart more and more research. The research will be integrated with the biomedical sciences as well as the clinical trial management. So they will be getting, after MD, they will be getting more exposure to the biomedical life sciences as well as the clinical trial management. So by this only, the Siddha system can take up to the global level. So I am assured if you revamp the teaching way of teaching methods as well as the training methods to the students, then we can achieve this global acceptance. Thank you.